right. All right. 3, 2, 1, and
Are you gonna sing it or are you just gonna?
No, I'm just playing. Welcome back to the Smokehouse.
Welcome back, man.
To
Happy
another...
to see a whole different week, man. A whole different week of Black History. Man. Welcome
to another. Let me put you on.
Let me put you on.
This week, it's my turn. And we will be talking about the people, the Aawambo people that live in Namibia. Yes, a southwest country in Africa.
Namibia.
Yes. The history of Namibia, they gained their independence in the 1990s after struggling with South African rule. Now, back then during that time, Germany took control of what they called the region of Southwest Africa. That was in the 1800s. They took control over then. And in 1908, they discovered that they had diamonds. They had an influx of resources. So then that brought more Europeans over there to influx into that area. Now, during that influx, they had something called a Bush War, where they gained their independence.
I love Bush Wars.
In 1990s. Now, I had to look up what a Bush War was because I was like, what's that? What's a Bush War? What was all that? Oh my God. It was the South.
They was banging in the Bush War. They was banging in the jungle, nigga. Akuma nigga. They was banging in it.
Fortnite, bush camping, yeah.
Guerrilla warfare got nothing on the Bush Wars.
It was really, the Bush War was really named the South African Border War or the Namibian War of Independence. This war was a part of the Cold War as well back in that time. And it ended in 1988 after the Tripartite Accord.
You hear that? That's part of the Cold War. They don't even tell you that Africa was involved in the Cold War.
Exactly. That was the part that really got me. I was like, Cold War? I was like, no way y'all was fighting the same time the Soviets was like, nah, bruh.
But there was never any bullet shot during our Cold War.
Not really, not technically.
Only in X-Men First Class, because he stopped all of the bullets, you know.
Because I believe they use different types of tools and stuff like that because they still the Aawambo people still do with the Bantu culture. Exactly. So yeah.
The Bantu culture is you continue.
I'm gonna say you can know everybody. When we get there, you can say all you want.
They're very large.
Let's see. When the war ended, that led to them having UN supervised elections in 1989, and then Namibia officially gained independence. I'm sorry. You threw me off, nigga. You threw me so far off, bro. I was like, what's up? I didn't call for nothing, bro. He was just like,
My fault.
I'm joking on my episode, huh?
You had to joke with me too. You had ample opportunity to joke. I haven't had any questions. I don't know.
No, I'm just playing.
I don't want to see if you're gonna take it or not. Continue. So they were.
They gained their. All right. Backtrack, they officially gained their independence March 21st, 1990. Now, there was also a genocide that took place between 1904 and 1908, the Hero and Nama genocide, called the first genocide of the 20th century. This campaign was a brutal response by the German colonial forces to indigenous uprisings. The people were not sitting back and taking this. They were standing up for themselves. They were rebelling against them in a long fight. Matter of fact, I didn't even get to it. This fight lasted for like 25 years.
I'm 25.
Exactly, bro. Grown kids was babies. They became grown adults, and it was over. It was finally over. Approximately 80% of the Hero and 50% of the Nama population was killed, though. In 2021, it was officially known as a genocide to the German records.
So we have 1904 to 2021. It took 100 and X amount of years.
Yeah, I was gonna let you do that one, bro. I know I'm cooked on the math.
100.
Take a math right now.
100, so 17, 16, 117, 116 years to acknowledge that a genocide took place, despite being occupied by American and Russian forces for a genocide they did in their own country.
They took part.
Yeah, interesting. Continue.
Yes, Namibia's history is deferred by Namibia's history is deferred by its transition from extreme colonial violence to the hard-fought independence to its current now like culturally rich, more decolonized, more spiritual community that they have now. Mm-hmm. I was about to say, but going towards that community, before I get onto the Aawambo people, I have to talk about the Bantu expansion because I just thought that was fascinating in the research, honestly. And Bantu is actually the major ethnic linguistic classification referring to 350 million people across Central, East, and Southern Africa. 350 million!
That's more than America. That's more people than America.
Classifications who speak more than 500 related languages. This is why when I looked up the Aawambo people, they were the Aawambo, but that is their language. And it wasn't coming up for them. Mm-hmm. But that language is cultivated to so many other groups, so many other ones were coming up. So I understand why the AI was just like, which one? Which one you want? Which one? Here, bro. Here.
That is a level of, because you're talking about 350 million and 500 different complete languages based off of this individual group.
Exactly.
Which is spread over, and people don't recognize how big what we're considering this geographical space. I mean, I'm talking about the entire south and southwest to southeast, mostly southwest, central to southwest Africa.
Yes, sir.
And this language spread and developed over literally thousands and hundreds of thousands of years.
Literally.
To develop other languages.
Well.
Because people branched off and built community and those little dialects. So continue.
Coming from,
insane numbers of language, absolutely.
Insane numbers. And the word Bantu actually translates to the people in itself, which I thought was very community-based, very unifying. I love the word. And 4,000 to 5,000 years ago, Proto-Bantu speakers began migrating from West Central Africa, or better known as Cameroon or Nigeria.
Yep, Cameroon, Nigeria, and spread all the way. Yep. And not in a colonial way like Americans did.
No, they spread technology and agricultural advancements. Yep. They brought things like yams and bananas and millet. And they brought ironworks and tools and weaponry to the people.
Shout out to Ogun.
They taught them. And then also, I always have to, anytime I go through the Bantu, I feel like the Ubuntu is always what I always was referring it to. I was like, I thought the people in the word were the same thing. But Ubuntu is the philosophy that I am because we are. And
Ubuntu.
Yeah, that philosophy always resonates with me because it's a solidarity. It's a philosophy of the people. Without us,
it's like all my relations, all my relatives.
Exactly, like there's.
But a little deeper, because it's recognizing that I am only existing because we are something.
Exactly.
And then with the root word being Bantu, which means the people. Ubuntu. What do they spell differently? Ubuntu is spelled differently, but Ubuntu being also a philosophy that migrated across the transatlantic slave trade and has roots in the deep south as something that was like a philosophy, a mantra that was existed in the minds of enslaved people.
Yeah.
Up until we actually were able to go back and re-explore our roots in Africa. But continue, of course.
Yeah. Oh, no. Thank you for the input. I was about to say, because Ubuntu, I wanted to go more into it, but I would have went down a rabbit hole, and I was like, man, I can honestly do this for a whole podcast.
You can't
the
do
Bantu expansion could be just a whole podcast in itself. But moving on from that, going on to The Aawambo people, otherwise known as the heartbeat of modern Namibia, making about
The heartbeat?
yes,
Type.
yes,
The heartbeat of modern Namibia.
making up about 50% of the country's population.
So these people are the descendants of those who experienced the genocide 100 years before.
Yes, they are. They are.
And those are the descendants of the freedom, and also descendants of the freedom fighters who
Yes.
fought for revolution in the 80s and 90s. These people.
A part of their culture was a part of what would be called the Swampo.
Because Namibia gained independence from South Africa.
Yes.
Right. So South Africa, during its original ownership, we're not going to talk about South Africa and the Afrikaans and the white South Africans. However, the fact that South Africa was in ownership of Namibia shows the culture of South Africa that existed at the time and still exists today. But these individuals are the descendants of people who were the ones freedom fighting for that secession from South Africa.
I actually have an official fact for you. They were
official facts.
a part of Namibia's liberation struggle. They were the primary force, actually.
Yeah.
Part of the Swampo, the party that had ruled Namibia since independence in 1990. And they basically have always been like, not protectors or anything like that, but I want to say like guardians of the area.
They know ball.
They know ball. They know ball.
But the ball is freedom. And they know how to get it.
Wow.
And not afraid to die for it.
Yes. And Aawambo is, okay, it's actually an umbrella with eight distinct sub-tribes underneath it. And then I thought this was actually dope. The names they have a big three themselves. The Kawanya, the largest, the Nodoga, and the Kawambi.
Tight.
Yes. The five others, you can research that. I'm sorry. I was not prepared to say all these names. No disrespect. But
You can't even text to speak that shit. That's a whole different thing.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I was like, I'm not gonna butcher them. I'm gonna leave it respectful. It's up there for you to research and go see.
So the Namibian people. So the people in Namibia, and pronounce their name again.
The
Aawambo are broken into 8 distinct tribes, and they have 3 major distinct tribes. And there's 5 smaller ones, smaller bands in that sense. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Who have categorically been liberated and considered free from the whole country. They've been considered the whole country since. So when they gained freedom from South Africa in the 90s, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Well, official freedom was in 1990.
Yeah, like when
it was signed and everything.
They've been free.
Mentally the whole time. They was fighting them boys since they landed.
So that's a point I was getting to. They've been free the whole time up here because they've been consistently involved in the struggle for freedom since the touchdown of white folks into Africa. But because they are, again, descendants of the first people to go and spread freedom and technology. Technologia is how you say technology in Swahili. And so whenever you do something like innovative, they be like, Technologia! Real smart shit. So you really get to see this legacy started off as a legacy of benefactors coming and spreading wealth with the people, with the whole country, and then a legacy of freedom fighters for 500 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
I say, nobody was really getting to these people. That's why I really.
What these niggas doing now, man?
What they doing now? Oh my God, bro.
It's been 30 years of independence. Ish.
Okay.
35-ish. 30-ish.
Pretty much. Let's see. So,
not to slow your progression of your story, but
No. This will actually go into what I want to say about them as of now. Like, I really wanted to go into more, like I said before, their decolonization, sovereignty with their community, and then like how they are with their government and people right now.
Solidarity with the people,
Yes.
the government.
I was about to say now.
So, keep going.
Yeah, with them being under the Swampo Party, there has been national reconciliation to unify the Namibian identity over divided ethnic homelands. So there's been forces to move all the groups to move into unification, and the government has
And like a way to like curb the tribalism that could,
and also issued amnesty for those who fought both sides of the Liberation War.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's wow.
You think that's great? There's actually some really cool stuff in here.
I mean, my unhealed version is fuck them niggas. They didn't fight on the wrong side. But for the terms of unification of people, that's like actually that's a very spiritual. That shows the strength of the spirit of the people to be like, we understand that history was fucked.
Exactly.
We're not gonna blame you for that. Amnesty, come back.
Yeah, come on. Let's go. Let's come on.
Wow.
Land reforms and then constitutional integrity.
Interesting, because when I was growing up, one of the the country, I was heavily into like a return to Africa and what that looked like. There's a lot of creators that speech that. And Namibia was like the #1 country that was seen as a place that could fit the Black American diaspora within Africa, but successfully integrate because of their shared history. So now that we're learning this, it actually really brings full circle why that was a unrecognized place that had gone through and had their own self-liberation.
Yeah. I was about to say, just going off of what you said last week, I was about to say they're a people of themselves. They're a people of themselves.
They were people of themselves.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I said that last week.
All right, let's move on to some of this decolonization that they was doing.
Decolonization.
There's been movements of land and housing activism with the affirmative repositioning and the landless people movement, which emerged to advocate faster land reform, improve living conditions for those in the informal settlements. And they've also been, the youth has...
Wait, say that again. Run that back. Because I don't think people understand like how monumental the housing has been. Like, recant that real quick.
Okay, the movements like the affirmative repositioning, AR, and the landless people movement, the LPM, emerged to advocate for faster land reform and improve living conditions for those in informal settlements.
Just so you guys understand, this is the government doing this for free for the sake of the people.
Exactly, for the settlements that are struggling
due to recognizing the insanely unfair and disproportionate land grabbing that was going on.
Back in the day, they already know. Mm-hmm. And the youth has been trying to decolonize spaces, tearing down old German statues, monuments, and things like that, advocating, putting their voices and bodies into places and locations where they don't want people to go, where they will not have any, Eurocentric reform or anything over there. And
they've been decentering the hell out of whiteness.
Exactly. Yes. Renaming street names to honor indigenous leaders, reparations, everything.
Everything. So they know ball. But again, these are the youth who are descendants of benefactors to the entire nation, country, continent, freedom fighters, political, not just activists, but political leaders. I want to find what is like. Most people, when is a word that categorizes someone like who's just like political accomplishments? I don't know, but just like a leader, or I'm probably blanking. But anyway, there's the legacy of people who have successfully done government land repatriation to landless people, who have successfully integrated those who were disproportionately affected by the war that happened. And and through government resources and the control of their own resources, they've gone through, and the expulsion of multinational companies, they've gone through and actually repurposed the resources in their land for their people.
Exactly.
Without probably insane taxes.
Nope. They have actually one of the most rich mineral land markets in the economy right now.
Yeah.
They got diamonds, bro. Diamonds.
With no child blood on them.
Exactly, bro. Just growing in the ground. Go cousin, be like, huh? I don't need that. I don't need that weird looking rock.
Wow.
And also going into their politics and their more of their community side, Namibia has just elected their first female president.
Woo!
Yes.
I love female presidents.
Netumbo Nadia Nitiwa was sworn in Namibia's first woman president, marking a significant shift in political leadership. Because there was not gender equal cabinet. As of late 2025, women hold 57% of the cabinet position. The government has prioritized gender equality as a core state policy, closing over 81% of its gender gap and ranking it first in Africa.
81%, closing 81% of the gender gap. Is that closing 81% since like liberation?
Yes.
Wow. Because they're within Africa, there's a lot of patriarchal societies, and that patriarchal society was exploited during colonialism on the ground in Africa. So it's very interesting to see a country leading, spearheading, and pioneering gender equality, mandating gender equality in their government representation.
Oh yeah.
And 81. That's pretty. I mean, I don't think you see. I mean, 57% of like your government being women is unprecedented, and it would only happen in Africa if you ask me.
Mm-hmm. And then there's actually intersectional activism going on. It's like modern movements like Equal Namibia are linking the fight against colonial era laws.
So I wonder that's the money's a very hard thing to decolonize.
That's
so
right.
I wonder how the youth is feeling about because there's never enough freedom, right? So we're looking at their accomplishments, but you can't. And it's important not to romanticize the other side of the fence. Grass isn't always greener, right? Mm-hmm. So it's interesting to see from the youth perspective what they're fighting for within their own constitutions of government.
Oh, they're fighting. I think they're really fighting for the freedom to, be themselves, to actually be free in the sense of all the word, of all the meaning. No more of the letting stuff slide or just letting these small issues go. Yeah. Like such things as gay rights, things for paraplegic people and whatnot.
Okay.
So I'm about to say there's other forms of activism that's been going on.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean,
that the youth have been getting onto.
That's one topic within African communities that's very, I feel like, and I would say the African diaspora, that's very shrouded in shame, which is homosexuality. Well, the activism for homosexuality. And I say shrouded in shame in the sense that as an activist, you should be ashamed if not for not including queer activism into your bag of diverse feats of activism.
Because it's not unity if you're leaving groups out.
Absolutely.
I was about to say, if you're excluding someone, you're not truly unifying. I was about to say, you're not getting the true essence of it.
It's like free stuff. Can we put a ramp in for the disabled? No.
Oh, dang. No.
But it's also that slow process of education and inclusivity for all people. Yes.
Yes. Like, they will stand in spaces and basically hug. Like, being proud and loud out in the space. That is their protest.
The protest is representation, visuals being seen and occupying the space.
Exactly.
So it just be like I hate to say just like a meetup. Just be like a gay meetup, and they just be like, we go meet up and occupy this space, gay as hell.
Unfortunately, when you put it like that, it's not funny, but
I'll be so serious like that.
It's seriously what it is like.
That is a remnant of what we did here. We showed up black as fuck, and we just didn't leave. No matter what. And we had signs that said, I am a man. We had signs that I am somebody. We had sit-ins. We had very peaceful protests. We had church singings. We had marches. So it's always been a show up and be yourself unapologetically without fear.
At all times.
It has always been A method of freedom. Absolutely.
Yes. All right. And for my last thing that I want to talk about for the Aawambo people is their mythology in Kalunga, the supreme
Mythology.
Yes.
Which is, well, I don't like using the word mythology for talking about other people's spirituality.
Oh well, that's how they had put it.
Who's they?
I was about to say that's. I think this is just. I don't think it was like religion or spirituality. I think I just said the wrong thing. I think this is mythology.
Because I guess, well, then it's just, there's also like Christian mythology.
So it is.
When you use the word mythology, it classifies it as something that's not religious, spiritual, where it might not be technically like a spiritual like religion or a spiritual belief, but it could be like their cosmology of the events of like creation.
That is also the other word they use, cosmology.
That's a better word, because mythology references like non-truth.
Okay.
Like it's like the Greek mythology. Like no, it's just their cosmological and cosmology stories.
Okay, so yeah, I'll reword that. The Aawambo cosmology in Kalunga, the supreme deity representing the omniscient and all-seeing force that governs both the physical world and afterlife. You know.
What's her name?
Kalunga.
So the Kalunga is like the Brahma, the overarching great deity. Okay.
I was about to say, and see, the interesting part, what I was reading about Kalunga was that it was basically coming off of, like if it was like the Big Bang in a sense. Yes.
So a great cataclysmic event.
Yes.
Created Kalunga, or he was the great cataclysmic.
No, that was like the creation force. That's what they believe that Big Bang was that.
The collision of hex fields.
And they believe there is a Kalunga line, a watery threshold that separates the world of the living and the spirit world. Such as like how most people who would say if they had a trip or something, they broke through the spiritual threshold of something that. The veil.
But this is talking about
in their cosmology. Yes, they already just believe in this. Yes. And he is the deity of the sea and underworld because water, change, and the afterlife all together.
Interesting that oftentimes water is a kind of a cryptographic word for unconscious or beneath the surface. You see that even in like Aramaic cosmologies
And then
and theology. Yes, continue.
Kalunga was also used by the slaves, like how you said before, when they were using we had all this spiritual culture with us before we came here. This is what transatlantic slaves used on their voyage when they were forced across the sea. They thought they were crossing into the world of the dead. Yes. And
The enslaved.
I was about to say that was just something cool. Just a little tidbit I thought about Kalunga. Really aligned with me a little bit.
And what you're really showcasing is a country that was able to self-liberate and claim its independence in ways that we don't have that the same history in the Americas.
No.
Even in places like Haiti and Jamaica, where you still see the very, 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 very real not stigmas, the very still legacies of colonialism, as well as here it's a different type of revamping and freedom fighting.
And which is so crazy to say and hard to see because there's so many cultures that's there. In a way, Africa is its own melting pot as well. And when you think about it, it just has different seasonings, different blends of all of it. May have originated from the same source, but it's all of it's different, and it's all seen as different, and that's fine. Their main thing is to just see the unity, to just be allowed to be within space with one another.
Unity is not singularity.
Exactly. It's sad to see that they were able to come together for real. Even forgive those of us that betray. You know what I'm saying? Like
Fought you on
that
the
fought
other
the
side,
other
yeah.
side and everything
Yeah.
was still like, brother, you still, you know what I'm saying? You still the people.
You're not
You
alive,
didn't
yeah.
understand. Like
Yeah.
that's fine. You were brainwashed, brother. Like that's how they
That'd
took
be a
it.
great anime, man.
You hold on to that idea, buddy. You don't say that out loud.
That would be a great.
Be great something. Somebody to make. One day.
So these this community of people now, the people who are now in government are now seeing a new synergy of freedom beliefs in the young
Yes.
population that is now encroaching, breaking down patriarchal societies and anti-homosexual ideologies.
Yeah. Breaking the gender norms.
Breaking gender norms, but also because they've decentered colonial powers. Do they talk about like if Namibia has like a central religion for its country?
I didn't really do. I mean,
Okay. Because I think when you see like the places where you see the most demonification of homosexuality is directly tied to their legacy with the Catholic Church and the legacy of them still being there. So I wonder if them succeeding from South Africa, which was a considered Christian country, and moving into their own space, it was probably a very easy switch back to ancestral beliefs where, you know, sexuality is much more fluid outside of white historical canon.
That's true. Oh no, they just brought up Kalunga again.
Okay, so that which makes sense. I would think that once they got their freedom, they wouldn't be like, the church, come back, yay.
No.
I'm sure they would. I just wanted to make sure, because that's what I was just like, looking at patterns of just, if they're able to fight for that so openly, the church isn't
Oh,
no
wow.
longer as involved.
This new thing just came up that the spirit of survival. Kalunga is believed to move invisibly among the people in the central to the north, determining what is necessary for survival in harsh and semi-arid climate. That's crazy.
Yeah, because that area, that region of Africa is like very resourceful in the ground. So I wonder how like, it's a huge plot of land. So like the regions of geographic regions are going to differ in a lot of spaces.
It is. It is very big, and there, like when
A lot of arid regions.
when I did see a little video, I saw it was a mix of like metro areas with more rural areas with actual, you know, still settlements, huts and whatnot.
Right,
Which
right.
is like they just seem to have mixed all of it together now, which is fine. I actually like that. I honestly would prefer that. That'd be cool.
100%. It's self-cooling. You don't gotta stick a generator in there to be comfortable. It's repairable. It's ethical. It's resourceful.
You see some of them clay houses? Some people be balling in there. I'll be like, wait, what? it may look funny on the outside, but he living like Harry Potter in the inside. I guarantee.
100%. It could be 2 stories in the ground.
Exactly.
You wouldn't know, bro.
You would not know. He got his own basement, bro. Own surround sound system in there. Movie theater bigger than the one you probably ain't never seen before.
In a hut. In a hut.
All it took was just time and just resources. That's it.
And but you have that they set when they got free, they immediately went into reform. They immediately went into reconciliation. They went immediately into diversifying their resources for the people's sake. So you have people who are able to, you know, have dreams of houses and integrating other foreign technologies into what they already had. So you have like 30 years of a whole different economic culture, a whole different understanding of what development is. So you're not just trying to put a bunch of Airbnbs in your town, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah.
I was about to say they're not focused on tourist attraction. They're just focused on the cultivation of the people and their culture and their land, the land that they've all been on. I was about to say how can we make this better? It may have been Europeans that had made them notice the resources on their land can be used to trade with other people, but after that point, they do know now. That goes back to my other point when I say the machine exists within you, and you can be a better version of the machine.
Actually, if I got a crib that all the resources are within a mile radius of me, what do I need a diamond for?
That's for real, bro.
But you gonna pay me how much for it? All right, shit. I'm putting the speaker in my hood too, gang. What you talking? Oh, cool. Well, if you want it, I'll get. Yeah. So they're entering the market with a lower profit motive than most economies, and the government isn't nearly as money grabbing, corrupt, and hoarding that wealth that comes from tourism and within their cronies and their families. Wow.
You have any
Shout
more
out
questions?
Namibia. I do, but I don't know how to. No, I do not.
yeah. Blink, blink.
No, I did not. I think that
Well,
was
everybody,
phenomenal.
that was a let me put you on. Yeah,
Let me put you on, man. Let me put you on, man. That was great.
We'll
That
catch
was
y'all
great.
at the next one, man.